Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject custom känner konstnärer konstnärer felina. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Welcome to Wanna Bet. Hope everybody's doing well. It's a little weird. Wednesday night, a little after 7 Eastern, but Ben and I both, as we kind of noted previously, have a lot going on tomorrow. Not a normal morning, and we wanted to make sure we found the time to give you the plays that we have made for tomorrow. Now, we obviously launched the Discord this week. We're trying to steer people with bets, watch games together, live bet games together. Be as much of a resource as possible for $1.06 a day. So we will have more picks on the Discord between now and Thursday's show. And Ben, we will have the betting ticket updated by Thursday's show, but obviously our Tuesday plays haven't even happened yet, except for Bodo Glenn. So there's a lot. And then Ben, this is YouTube only for good, or eventually I'll be able to tweet it on Twitter. I know we got
no, it's on Twitter. It's just not posted, so you could still watch it on Twitter. Oh, actually, no, it is posted. It is posted. Never mind. So it is on Twitter. I guess they made a yeah, it is. It is on Twitter.
Hey, well, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Our new potential corporate partners say the more the merrier. So, and actually, it's not even really corporate, which is great. So yeah, here we are. Again, we did hit the plus 112 Bodo Glimp to advance. Not only did they advance, they won outright again. Woo! Tough year for Serie A. And obviously Champions League tomorrow, college hoop, NCAA hoop. But as I just mentioned, some things like I'm going to be on Joker triple double. I don't know for what price at what book yet, but we'll let you know on the Discord. Ben, you might as well put the Discord up. There you go. Scan that. We will try to live up to our end of the bargain. We appreciate everybody who tunes in and consumes our content in any way, shape, or form. Any further ado, Ben, or are we on to first down here, my friend?
No, we're all good. Good to go.
All right. First down. Let's stay in. These are the champions. These are the champions. Real Madrid host Benfica. This one's spicy, Beltway Ben. I was trying to clue you in on what was going on a week ago when this match was being played, and there was a racial epithet thrown at Vinny Jr., according to Vinny Jr., and if you were watching the match like I was, certainly something was said. The Benfica players covering his mouth. Mourinho, the Benfica managers, coming out after the game sounding like a total jackass. That 1-0 Real victory in Portugal there was a lot going on. And Real Madrid's a squad that will play with their food. They're not up for every game. They look like shite over the weekend in La Liga. But I think they're going to be up for this one with a chance to knock Benfica out. That's going to be a riotous atmosphere in Madrid. And I think Real Madrid does the job. We know that Mourinho is going to park the bus. He's going to try to keep this 1-0 as long as possible and then steal a late free kick goal and then send it to, extra time. I think Real's breaking through here. And I like Vinny Jr., who scored that Wunda goal in Portugal before he was attacked verbally. I think he's going to be up for this one. And Mbappe don't look right. And Mbappe's banged up. I think they'll play through Vinny Jr. I think he's going to be incredibly spirited. And I think Real can win this game and Vinny Jr. can score. That's plus 178 to Bet 365. Again, at the Bet 365, you get the play on, like your guy gets subbed out, sub on. You can still hit this bet. I just don't think Benfica is going to be able to break through. Real Madrid had 11 shots inside the box in that last game alone. Benfica on the road in Champions League. They lose 2-0 at Juventus. They did beat Ajax. Everybody beat Ajax. They lost to 0 at Chelsea. It hasn't been special. And we think that this is going to be Ben likes the revenge factors. This isn't quite a revenge factor, but it's kind of a revenge factor for Vinny Jr. We also are on our guy Gyasi to score for Borussia Dortmund, a.k.a. Bortman, in that match tomorrow. Atalanta is down 2-0 after the first leg in Dortmund. They've got to open it up. They've got to attack. Gyasi off a long ball on a counter. Gyasi off corners. Gyasi with his head. I just think he's in great form now. And he's done the job in Champions League. He's done the job in Die Bundesliga. And at plus 150, we like it. Contacts arrive, Ben, or you just resting your eye?
No. I just took my glasses off because the flare was hitting. The glare. I said the flare. The glare was hitting them. So to make it look
so no contact update today.
No. I am going to wear the ones tomorrow, most likely. For basketball, or I'll just play without them. I've been fine without them. For me, first down, we're going to play the over in the Georgia Vanderbilt game, over 165.5 at minus 115. We've played a bunch of Vandy overs, to be quite honest with you. We haven't had tons of success. We haven't completely missed out, but we like to play them at home because their scoring is successful at home. They score the basketball more at home, as do most teams. And Georgia on the road, their defense has been horrendous. Now, we've seen them score 80-plus points on the road. And this one, I quite honestly think we're going to need around 72. I think Vanderbilt clears I think they clear 90 points, and I think we'll see it, pretty quickly. The offense flashing pretty quickly here against a Georgia team. Both of these teams are pretty desperate. Things aren't going as well as they once were for either side, but at home, Vanderbilt, we've also, they've been able to go on these 15-0 runs in the matter of minutes. It's pretty crazy how quickly their offense goes with Terry shooting the threes, Nickel, how good they are from beyond the arc. You love playing overs with teams who can shoot the three. Georgia shoots a three fine. They can get to the free throw line a bunch. I think we're going to see a pretty high scoring game. And I want to get 165.5 now because as big as it sounds, I think the number could be going up. I don't know that we're getting much lower than this. So I'm going to take the Georgia Vanderbilt over 165.5 at minus 115.
Nice. College hoops for me. Let's go to the horizon. Detroit Mercy at Robert Morris. We're going over the 150.5. Both these teams are 11-7. There's a real it's congealed at the top of the Horizon League. It's like sometimes when your toothpaste gets a little kind of like dry rot in there, and there's more in there, and you're trying to push it up the thing, but it's like stuck in that. That's what's going on there. Wright State's got 13 wins. We got a bunch of teams with 11, including these two teams, and it's a big game. The first meeting between these two, Beltway Ben, went over by 13.5. Robert Morris is going over 3 in a row. They're 13-4 to the over their last 17 overall, 5-3 to the over their last 8 at home. Detroit Mercy's sort of superpower is their defense, and they've got the number 1 EFG defense in the Horizon League. The problem, Beltway Ben, is Robert Morris hung 85 on them in the D, in Detroit. These are the number 1 and number 3 3-point shooting offenses in the conference. And Robert Morris pounded the boards that first game. Part of the reason that they got the 85. A lot of second chance opportunities. I think that will be the same for them at home. Watch their game, a couple of their games recently, including the other night when we were on them against Wright State. Nice little environment there. And this is, I think, is a playoff game. And frankly, this is another game where I cap it. And I think Robert Morris is scoring 80 again. And I think Detroit Mercy's keeping it close. So we're going over.
I'm going to go to San Diego State. We're going to take them on the money line at minus 110. Pretty big matchup here for them against Utah State at home. These teams matched up in January towards the end, and it was a really, really tight battle. Utah State was able to pull that one out at the end. San Diego State had some things go against them. Looked like they might be able to pull out a win there on the road, but ended up losing by 5. Tie game at halftime. But as I said, things just didn't go their way. And things haven't gone their way the last 2 games. They've lost 2 in a row, 2 games that they were favored in. Everybody expected them to win, and they dropped. And now you're favorite over one of the best teams in the conference with how Utah State has played, with how their offense has gone. One thing about these San Diego State squads, we know they get after you defensively. They're able to hold you down. And I think at home, they might be able to suffocate Utah State a little bit. Even on the road last time they matched up, only allowed 71 points. And that's not, a little amount, but for Utah State, it's not many at all. In conference play, it's one of the lowest we've seen them put up all conference play long. Again, I just like where this number is at -110. You have a lot of people running to bet what looks like the better team. I trust San Diego State. I think they have a better coach. I think they have a few better guys on their team. They're not as much firepower, but they'll get after you. They get on the court, like jump on the court for loose balls and things. I just like San Diego State a little bit more in this spot at home. Give me San Diego State on the money line at -110.
Hopsite, I guess. Third down for me, Beltway. Ben, I was going to say I hate to do it, but I really don't hate to do it because it is what it is. I'm laying the 17.5 with Nebraska, hosting the Maryland Terrapins. Maryland, the number 17 offense in the Big Ten against the number 1 defense. Nebraska, the number 2 3-point shooting team in the Big Ten against the number 17 3-point shooting defense in the Big Ten. Maryland turns the ball over at an egregious rate on the road. This is going to be a tough spot for them. We're looking at a Nebraska team that is highly efficient. I think they're going to score at will from the 3-point line. And unless Diggy Coit goes absolutely bonkers here, I think it's a 20-plus point win for Nebraska. When Maryland's faced ranked teams, okay, Iowa was 25th, and they did beat Iowa at home. This ain't Iowa. This ain't at home. It's a pretty hungry Nebraska team. And I'm looking at Maryland. They lost by 20 to Ohio State. They lost by 30 to Purdue. They lost by 43 to Sparty. They lost by 19 to Illinois. They lost by 17 to USC. They lost by 18 to Indiana. They failed to cover in all those games. Beltway Ben, I think they're failing to cover again here. And I think it's a 20-point plus win for the Huskers.
Yeah, third down, we're going to go to college basketball market as well. I'm going to play Ole Miss on the money line at -110, hosting LSU. You look at records, LSU's had a better year. LSU's in a weird spot, the transition, everything going on there. They haven't played horrible basketball, but they're not very good. Ole Miss, they're more of a, you expected more from them. You thought Beard would be able to get more out of them like he did last year where they made a run to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8, that tough loss to Michigan State. I mean, it was a solid team last year. This year's team is just not very good whatsoever. They have not played good basketball, but here it's basically a pick 'em at home against LSU, who, as I said, they've overachieved a little bit, but they don't do anything special. And Ole Miss, as bad as they've been and as ugly as things have gone, I do think they're in a good spot. You don't get many gimmies in the SEC, and I don't know that LSU is necessarily a gimme, but of the teams and games they have to win under Chris Beard, whatever you think about him, I mean, he has been a pretty good basketball coach. He's got a lot of off-the-court stuff that goes on. He's got to get his guys right in this spot. They got to beat LSU tomorrow, and I think they'll do just that. It's not going to be a program-changing win or a season-changing win. Still a completely awful year by all means. They've been bad, but they've been in a lot of tight games. Now, that sometimes it doesn't play to your advantage, the tight ones that you are ending up falling short, and that's kind of been what it's been for them, right? Ole Miss, a lot of games this year, and some of them have been against really good opponents. We've seen them choke leads away time and time again. The issue is a lot of those games have been against teams with way more firepower than what LSU currently has. LSU's defense on the road has really slipped as well. So give me Ole Miss on the money line at -110.
I feel like if you put a tournament together right now, last year's SEC versus this year's SEC, it would be a complete bloodbath.
Yeah, no, the SEC this year, it's pathetic.
Yeah,
compared.
Well, but I mean, compared, I feel like it's falling off a cliff.
Right. No, absolutely. Big 12 is where it's at.
Big 12. And look, the Big 10's pretty solid, man. I think the Big 10's more legit.
It ain't the Big 12.
No, it's not the Big 12, but fourth down. Beltway Ben. The NHL is back. First period overs are back. Everybody's talking about the U.S. You know who's not going to be hungover for this game because he celebrated too much with a gold medal around his neck? Nathan McKinnon. I don't think Canada got all boozed up celebrating that silver. Do you, Beltway Ben? I think they're coming back hungry. I think Nathan McKinnon's coming back hungry. Avalanche at the Mammoth. We're going first period over -125 at the Bet 365. Look, this is a long, unusual long break for the NHL. And a lot of these players are going to be geared up and fired up. Colorado has been on fire all season. They're arguably the best team in the league. I think they're going to be able to get past the Utah goalie early in this one. As for Utah, they're 18-9 to the first period over at home. They're over in 7 of their last 10 first periods overall. Colorado was leaning that way before the break, over in 6 of their last 10 first periods on the road. I'm sorry, overall. prior to the Olympic break. And I think there's going to be some players who have their legs under them who are energized. Colorado is, again, a highly efficient, well-oiled machine. I think they come out flying here. And I think, frankly, they'll be good for 2 goals in that first period. So we're being judicious about how we play those markets because obviously there is some variance here with an unusual NHL schedule because of the Olympics, but we're riding the Avs. Well, we're not really riding the Avs, but I think the Avs are going to be what gets us there.
It's going to be fourth and weird for me. We'll start with this. The Houston Rockets to be winning at every quarter. Minus 138. Listen, yesterday we saw what they were able to do. I know that screwed you a little bit, Jason, but they came out and looked a little ready to go. They looked a little different. They were, pretty fired up. And that whole Kevin Durant thing is interesting. The burner, whatever's going on there. With all that being said, the guys they've looked pretty determined since the All-Star break. They've played better basketball. And here you're matching up with the Kings who are doing everything they can to possibly tank. I mean, it's just where things are going. Yeah. Here, quite honestly, it's the first and second quarter for me. I don't think they're going to be heading into the fourth losing. We need them to come out strong. And against the Kings are not very, very good at all. Their starting lineup doesn't scare me. Could the Rockets start slow? Absolutely. This isn't something I'm hammering, but I do think the Rockets are going to come out, get after them. It's also in Houston. That means a little bit of something here. So just for an interesting one, I thought that was funny.
Wow, Beltway Ben, that's very creative. I like
and this isn't we don't need them to win every quarter. We just need them to lead.
Right. It's not the quarter differential. Yes. It's the scoreboard at the end of every period.
Right. Exactly that. And then another fourth and weird. This is weird because I'm putting something from tonight in, but I figured because we did this at 7, I could do this. And I wanted to get some value. So 2 games tomorrow, Stanford and Grand Canyon on the money line. And then we're also going to play UCLA on the money line at plus 112. UCLA has been a common toss-in for me here tonight. I don't think they're I think Mick has got I was impressed with how bought in those guys were after that situation and everything that happened, to be quite honest with you. Stanford hosts Pitt. East to West Coast. Go look at how teams on the West Coast have played in the ACC, traveling compared to at home. It's pretty crazy. And Stanford also, as great as they started the year, things have really been ugly for them. I think they find a way to get right there. And then Grand Canyon, you're hosting UNLV. UNLV is not very good at all. Their offense has been fine, but they don't play much defense, and their offense hasn't traveled as well. So I think they're going to struggle a little bit on the road there. I think Grand Canyon gets a good win. We've seen Drew really impressed with that program. By the way, every team – I was confused. I didn't know if the things changed because Grand Canyon stepped up to the Mountain West. Every team does make that conference tournament. So they
I wasn't sure if there was some quirkiness there. Yeah.
So they added one team, and that was
Air
just Grand
Force.
Canyon. But
my God, Air Force maybe they just declined the invite.
No, not for us. We would prefer them not.
No, I'm just saying, but I mean, for that, maybe their parents collectively get together and just say, we need to put this season behind us.
They might. But no, I think Grand Canyon handles business tomorrow. So Stanford, Grand Canyon, and UCLA on the money line plus 112.
You know what's time for Beltway Ben?
Yes, we take another look at a different MLB future. Listen, I will start with earlier today. I know we've only done 2 so far, but both of us had a play. It was an official play. We liked it. We talked about it. And then I look at this team here and I figure where we're going to get. Basically nowhere. Similar to day 1 where we chatted up about the team a little bit, but nothing special for me. I know you're going to get into it. I lean towards the under. Listen, St. Louis, Bloom comes in there, and finally, I know if you put a competitive team out on the field, Cardinals fans, will fill that park. They'll buy in, but they need to rebuild everything, and that's what they're doing. You trade away Donovan. You're holding on to JoJo Romero for now. He'll be gone before the deadline. You're trying to figure out what some of these younger guys are, but they will be one of the teams probably selling the most at the deadline. I know they brought in Ramon Urias, but that's just to kind of eat a roster spot for now. And it's a low number, right? 69.5 is where I found that. I do lean the under just because I think Bloom is perfectly fine with the rebuild. He's been outspoken when he was at the Fan Fest and everything going on there. He was very honest, right? He told people, yes, we do plan on finally. He said we're going to take this thing down to the studs without saying that officially because you can't really just say that. He does want to rebuild in the right way. I think he's the smart guy for the job, but it's going to take him some years. The fans are going to have to be patient. And this is the first true year we see it. They're not trying to run Goldschmidt out there. They're not trying to run Arenado out there. They sold Arenado for nothing because you couldn't get anything with that contract. I think it's going to be an ugly year for the Cardinals. I was trying to find Jordan Walker props because I thought he might.
That's the one. We did not compare notes. That's the one guy I thought maybe he still strikes out a million times,
Yeah.
but he hits 25 home runs in the
That's
process.
where I was.
Because
That's why
why
I
would
was
you not give him 600 plate appearances?
exactly. I was right there as well. But
That's
of
the only
course,
guy I was thinking about.
yep, I'm right there with you. He's going to be up there hacking a bunch. If he stays healthy, I think he might be able to get 20 to 30. I was really interested to see what 20 plus was. Of course, we don't have the odds because he's just not a guy that's cracked the lineup enough. But I think this year he will be in there a bunch. And if something comes up again, you could be on our super Discord, or we could give it out here closer to the season if something does pop up with him, because sometimes it goes like that for MLB props. But no, I don't love any props. I do lean towards the under here.
I found this team to be woefully disinteresting and bereft of people that, I mean, look, how many people play player futures under? I mean, you can, but that's usually, you know what I mean? Like, usually you think you found a market inefficiency where you like a guy more than Vegas likes a guy and you get on it. Good luck doing that. If that's how you generally play futures, and I think that's mostly how human beings play futures, this is probably not the team for you, nor was it the team for me. I don't think they're going to catch the ball that well. I don't think they're going to pitch that well. I don't think they're going to hit that well. They might be the worst team in the like they have the second worst team in the National League. It's going to be hard for them to be worse than the Nats, but I think a scenario exists where the Nats and the Cardinals are both worse than the Rockies. And as we talked about 2 days ago, we don't think the Rockies are going to be very good. Yeah, I lean under. I really couldn't get with a lot there. Do you know what this guy's name is? Do you know what his name is by chance?
Can't really see it.
Just guess. No, it's not on there. His name is not. Well, you know what? No, I thought maybe his name would be on the license plate, but it's not. It's Eddie. It's the great Eddie. His name's Eddie.
Not familiar with Eddie.
It's a zombie named Eddie. I did do some thinking about your question from today's earlier show about who the football comp is for Buzz Osborne and the Melvins. It's tough. I've talked myself into Dick Night Train Lane, who I'm going to guess you've never heard of.
That's BS.
What's BS?
Me not listen.
You know Dick Night Train Lane?
No, I live under a rock. Yes, I know sports.
I don't think a lot of kids your age know Dick Night Train Lane.
Yes, they do. He was in a bunch of the Maddens. That's
probably
one of the reasons. But I know who he was.
I wasn't saying it as an insult.
Yeah,
He's just when you talk about Hall of Famers, NFL Hall of Famers, I don't think most people your age think of Hang 'em High, Dick Night Train Lane.
No, but
he changed the game.
He did.
People don't really recognize it. It took a long time for them to recognize it. They eventually changed some things because you couldn't play that way again. But then by the 70s, you were playing that way again, and then they changed it again. So I don't know, like Buzz Osborne, born of sort of the sludge of like Black Sabbath, takes it in a different direction in the Pacific Northwest. And then this whole grunge thing kind of springs from that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I saw the Melvins for the first time in Detroit, and Dick Night Train Lane is a lion. But a man before his time, a man too overlooked, and a man who could get violent. And Melvin shows are violent. So I don't know. Does that convince you at all? No. You're just mad that I thought you didn't know Dick Night Train Lane is, which again,
I mean, my dad's also like a diehard sport. Like I'm
dude. It's not like I said freaking. I don't know. Now I'm trying to think of a more like well-known. I don't know. Cliff Branch or something. I mean, it's not like that's kind of obscure, but this is pretty obscure. We're talking the 50s.
I know I would have known Night Train Lane before what's his name? Buzz
Osborne. Well, you're not a music guy and you are a football guy, so that's not really,
I'm not a
that's not really I don't know.
I'm not a rock music guy.
No, you're what are they called? You're a
you can't even get
it. J-pop?
What the hell? First off, it's K-pop, and that's not what I am. That's what my
J-pop. What is it called?
K-pop. K-pop. I'm R&B, rap and R&B. My girlfriend's K-pop. Well, she does rap and R&B too, but a little bit of K-pop. I will be at a K-pop concert in a few months. My first concert in a while. I haven't been to a concert in a long time.
What would it take for me to get you to the Tomahawk Melvin show?
Nothing.
What do you mean? It's impossible.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be complete. I'm gonna be complete. Yeah, no, that ain't
There's no chance.
that
There's
quite
no part of
possibly.
you that could just like, hey, what the hell? It'll be fun.
No, oh, absolutely.
I'll drink a couple. Like I'll bring.
No,
I'll drink a couple white milks, maybe a chocolate milk. It'll be good.
no, not even a little. Not
No,
even.
never. What if I'm like, my guy Brian's like, we're getting backstage. We're gonna meet Buzz Osborne and take a picture with him.
Hey man, that is greatly appreciated. See if you can find somebody who's interested in that. I don't know this guy. He doesn't mean anything to me.
But I mean,
yeah, but if you ask some random person
be good
in
content.
New York City, if you go to New York City and ask some random person, doesn't watch any sports, hey, you want to go to a Ravens game and get in the locker room, meet Lamar Jackson? They'd be like, I don't really care about that. That's how I am for Buzz Osborne.
All right.
I really don't like. I don't like the idea of concerts, anyways. I know you're a big concert guy. I hate it. I'm wasting so much time. There's sports on, and there's all these people. I'm not a people guy.
Well, concerts I go to, there's not that many people. I mean, I don't think
you told me you like the screamo stuff. Aren't there a bunch of people in the middle circle?
Oh, mosh pit? Yeah, but but there's only like that. There's not like. I mean, there's like maybe 1,000 people, probably 750 at a lot of these shows, maybe 500 at the Auto Bar, maybe 300, maybe. Wow,
300 too many. That BTS concert I go to at the Raven Stadium. Oh my god! Wait till you see how many people are there. Crazy. They got a big fan base.
Maybe they'll put a game on for you in one of the big screen, like the scoreboards in the corner. Maybe you can request a game and they'll put a game on.
It's a Monday. The good thing is it's a Monday in the MLB, which is usually a little bit more dead. A dead slate. Yeah. Hopefully it could be like one of the NBA's 3-game slates, whatever the hell they do with that. I mean, don't even get me started.
Yeah, I have no idea what day of the week July 26th is, but I'll have to look into that. All right. That's the show. You can find us in the Discord pretty much all the time. We get alerts whenever anybody asks a question or does anything. We don't have the slip, as I told you before. Ben, you want to put up the Discord?
Yep.
And if it's easier, if you're a dinosaur like me and you'd rather just do the link, there's a link on my Twitter. You click it, you sign up. Ben, I think the stomach thing's finally getting me, bro.
Is it getting to you?
I think, oh boy.
I should probably end this.
I think my time has come. Take us out, Ben. I thought